The sound still haunts me. Glass shattering, my child's scream tearing through the night like the sky itself had split apart. And then came her laugh. My sister's laugh. Cruel, sharp, and human. She stood there with the shards of the broken glass still at her feet, staring at the cut on my son's arm as if it were nothing, as if his blood was just spilled paint. Maybe now he'll learn not to touch what doesn't belong to him, she said coldly, her words slicing deeper than any wound. My mother was right beside her, arms crossed, unmoved, her lips curled in disapproval. It's your fault for letting him play in the living room. Spoiled children need correction, she added, her voice steady, judgmental, final. In that moment, something inside me snapped. But I didn't scream. I didn't fight. I didn't beg. I just breathed in slowly, forcing a smile across my face. Because what they didn't know was that I had been waiting for this. It wasn't an accident. It wasn't a single cruel moment. It was years, decades of quiet, calculated malice. My sister was always a favorite, the untouchable, the golden child. The rules never applied to her. Every mistake she made was excused. Every failure reframed as hidden brilliance. Meanwhile, I was a shadow, the forgotten one, the daughter whose victories were mocked, whose voice was silenced before it could rise. I remember when I got the best grades in school, my mother sneered, "Being smart doesn't matter if you're not beautiful." When I got into university, my father muttered, "Don't get too excited. You won't last long anyway." But when my sister failed, when she stumbled, it was called creativity or misunderstood genius. She had endless chances. I had none. And when I became a mother, I thought maybe things would change. That when they saw my son, his innocence, his laughter, his heart, they would soften. But they didn't. They aimed the same poison at him that they had poured into me. The night of his 5th birthday is carved into my memory. I baked him a small cake with my own hands. He was so proud, so excited, his eyes glowing as the candles flickered. He leaned in, ready to make a wish, when my mother's voice cut through the room like ice. "Looks like something cheap. He'll be ashamed of this when he's older." My sister laughed. "Don't worry. He'll never have anything better. He was born to be just like you." My son's smile faded. He blew out the candles quickly, without making a wish. That was the moment I swore never again. They would never steal his joy again. And so I prepared. Quietly, patiently, I set cameras, invisible witnesses to their cruelty. I recorded every insult, every shove, every poisonous whisper. I uncovered secrets they thought would never see the light. My mother's debts, hidden beneath her smug superiority. My sister's affair, paid for with money stolen from the family. The perfect daughter was nothing but a liar with rotting foundations. And I waited for the day their own arrogance would hand me the final piece I needed. That night, when my son bled and they laughed, I knew that was it. The proof, the hammer falling, the mask torn away. And so I smiled even as I wiped my child's tears, because I'd already won. Days later, the footage began to spread, first quietly, to relatives who had always doubted me, then further, to neighbors, colleagues, the people who had once looked at them with admiration. The fall was swift, brutal. My mother, once respected, was now seen as complicit in violence against a child. My sister's perfect image shattered as her secret spilled into the open. Her husband left. Her friends vanished. Her name became a curse. And every time she tried to point the finger at me, people asked the same simple question. Why would you hurt a child? Why would you laugh while he cried? The video replayed over and over. The glass, the blood, The scream, the laugh. She could never erase it. She could never escape it. Months later, she came to my door. Hollow eyes, trembling hands, her voice broken. "You destroyed me," she whispered, almost choking on the words. I looked at her, then at my son, who was playing in the yard, free, smiling, unafraid. And I answered softly, "No, you destroyed yourself. I just stopped hiding it." She broke down, tears streaming, but I closed the door in her face. Now my son rides his bike down the street, the wind in his hair, his laughter ringing out like sunlight. And every time I hear it, I remember this is the sound of freedom, the sound of breaking a cycle that had changed generations. Sometimes, late at night, I still hear my sister's cruel laugh echoing in the dark. But it no longer hurts me. It fuels me, because they thought they could bury me. They thought they could destroy me through silence, through cruelty, through fear. What they never understood is that I was listening, I was watching, I was waiting, and in the end, all they really did was dig their own grave,